It was just an ordinary day at the office. Phones were ringing, people neglecting to answer them, just typical. For myself, it was all the same. But that quickly changed, because that day, my boss walked into my office and dropped a new case file onto my desk. He told me it had to be solved as soon as possible, and made sure to say that this is critical. So, like I always do with every new case that I get, I kick my feet back, take a sip of my coffee, and start reading it. But this case was different.
Deanne used to be one of my best detectives, and I knew she had to get back into her groove. So I found her fit to handle this case. I knew she could deliver what needed to be done.
Honestly, I couldn't tell you why it put me on this case. I mean, the last case I solved was in 2008, and ever since then, I've been in such a bad lull. But I knew this case was so important, I had to put everything I had into it.
The case reads as so. What are the effects of adult content in children's shows?
Now, apparently, the situation has been going on for years, like ever since children's shows were first created. But last night, a father by the name of Frank Mazzeo was watching TV with his son, and while they were sitting on the couch watching Hannah Montana, a scene came on, and Frank just started laughing hysterically. I mean, he just could not stop laughing. I mean, right when you think he'd be done, he just kept going. His son, Jeremy, frightened and all, called the cops because he didn't know what to do.
911, what's your emergency?
Hi, so my dad has been freaking out for 20 minutes now and I don't know what to do.
Okay, please calm down and explain to me what happened. Start from the beginning.
We were watching Hannah Montana and this scene came on.
And I can't believe this. Now there's only one thing left to do.
Come clean and tell your dad?
Heck no, that's crazy talk. I'm talking about the other only one thing.
You wouldn't.
You can't. I have to.
You come to me now in your time of need and beg for help. But when have you ever extended your hand in friendship? When have you ever given me the respect of calling me God brother?
You made me wait 20 minutes so you could go put on some stupid costume and do a bad imitation.
You hear that, Fluffy? More disrespect.
Fine. I need your plotting, scheming, twisted mind. God brother.
This is so sweet. Of course that will help you. But first, I must serve hors d'oeuvres at the Greenwald Demopolis wedding. Now, take Fluffy for a walk.
Oh my god, that's hilarious.
Well, that's it. My dad has been doing the same thing. He just can't stop laughing when you get it.
Don't worry, just get him some cold water and so he can cool down and relax. Turn off the TV and get him to bed ASAP. This has been happening for years.
But why?
And that was the question we had to answer. Why? Officer Sam Mazzeo, the best private investigator in this precinct. Officer Sam!
Yes.
Could you be more of a cliche?
Yes.
So, I'm here because I need you to go undercover and see this is happening everywhere.
I'm on it. So I set up hidden cameras around different houses to see the reactions of parents in comparison to their kids. Alright, so I saved all the videos onto this hard drive. It's some pretty heavy stuff.
Alright, let's see what this is.
Yeah. Sorry, that's the wrong one. Here. Okay.
Yeah, alright, now for the real one.
Who could that be? It's still dark. Come on, Fluttershy! Cider season's about to start!
Wait a minute. You expect us poor innocent children to climb up dangerous scaffolding and paint naked people all over a church?
We'll do it!
But we're not doing it for the sake of art, and we're not doing it for the sake of money. No, we're doing it because we like painting naked people.
No, I mean,
Maybe you should let go. Now, I'm no expert, but I'm pretty sure whatever's in that egg, it ain't one of us.
Oh, really, Mr. Smarty Booty? And where do you think JJ will hatch from, if not from an egg?
Well, mammals usually come from...
Do not gross me out with nonsense, Maurice.
Look, let me explain some junk about dating. Right now, you're at Tier 1, which is hugging. But pretty soon, you'll be at Tier 2, which is smooching. Then down the road, you'll make it to Tier 5, where she'll let you discover all 15 feet of her long, beautiful stomach. And after a while, you'll make it to Tier 8, where you touch her horn for the very first time. Very special.
what about Tier 15?
You stay away from that!
Where the are we? Beats the out of me! Why, you're in Dexter's laboratory, silly. I'm Dexter, and this golden-haired angel behind me is my charming sister, Didi. Charmed. Off. Oh, dear. Excuse me, sir, but we think that was very rude, and we are in want of an apology. Yeah, here's your apology. I think it tastes like... Hey, watch where you're throwing that. Yeah, we're gonna go up your lab.
Hey, I know. Why don't you just picture everybody naked?
Naked?
Yeah.
Okay. I don't like doing this.
Eddie, I fear they're becoming amorous.
What's that mean? Last one out to run!
This ballroom used to host the most elegant balls in its day.
Whoa. Were they big?
Oh, they were huge!
Ow! I've done it!
The trans-dimensional toothbrush. Okay, buddy, but, you got no teeth. Right, but who can resist this?
I was just given so much information that I couldn't wrap my head around. There was just too much evidence and I couldn't find the connections. But I knew that there had to be an answer somewhere. I just couldn't figure it out yet. After it was already 3 a.m., I called it a night and I came home. I went to the fridge, got myself a drink, and sat down and just tried to relax. But I heard something that my kids were talking about.
Yeah, I think they like really.
And that's when it hit me.
Analyzing these kind of things.
What'd you just say?
So we're just doing our journals for Miss Orland's TOK class, and we saw how the ways of knowing affect us in our daily lives.
So, I got a question. How can these ways of knowing be applied for, like, I don't know, adult content in children's shows?
What do you mean?
So, what are the effects of adult content in these children's shows in terms of ways of knowing?
Well, for that specifically, I'd say there's about 5 ways of knowing that could apply to that topic. Memory, reason, sense perception, emotion, and language.
So, explain to me how memory is applied to this.
Think about it like this. You have experienced more in your life. Therefore, you have more memories and can create connections with your past memories to the new things that you see.
Oh, that makes sense. Frank was able to connect something that he remembered from his past But Jeremy couldn't understand that because he never actually saw the original reference of it.
Exactly. That's similar to the idea of sense perception, because children only see things in one way because they have less experiences in comparison to adults.
Which is why Frank was laughing hysterically, but Jeremy had no idea what was going on.
And that ties perfectly into emotion. The fact that Frank was laughing and Jeremy wasn't shows evidence of the difference between their mindsets.
You also have to take into consideration the language barrier between adults and kids. Kids have a harder time comprehending different plays on words that adults will usually pick up on.
Holy That's like that one video that Officer Sam showed me where SpongeBob was like, Patrick, your genius is showing.
Ew, Dad!
What?
You just said your genius is showing.
Girls. But seriously, we have to figure this out.
It all ties together. There's major differences between children and adults in terms of what they can understand, just like we said with the language, memory, etc. Because of this, children's programs are able to manipulate their content to appeal to an older audience in clever ways that children just won't understand.
I mean, that makes sense. I mean, that's probably the reason as to why broadcasting systems include adult content into children's shows. I mean, if I were Frank, I'd be shooting myself in the foot if I had to watch Hannah Montana without any entertainment for myself. So I went to Captain Liz's office. I brought back all the evidence Officer Sam had collected, and a transcript of the conversation I had with my kids. We looked over it, and Captain Liz said everything checked out. We watched the video, but she noticed something. She saw that one of the clips had someone covering a kid's eyes. But why would you cover a kid's eyes when you're watching a kid's show? So that raised the question on whether or not it is ethical to include adult content in children's shows just because they do not understand it. I knew exactly what I had to do. Earlier that day when I was talking with my kids, they mentioned something called the areas of knowledge. They talked about human sciences and the arts. I knew I had to start my investigation there. So I got the two best detectives to work this case with me, Detective Starsky and Detective Hutch. I need you two to go investigate these two areas of knowledge, human sciences and the arts.
Why don't we go to the school and get some information from the experts? We headed to the high school.
I found out long ago. It's a long way down the holiday road.
We went first to the psychology teacher, Mrs. Brown, to get some intel on this human sciences area of knowledge.
Detective Starsky and Hutch came back and they showed up with a plentiful amount of evidence. They talked about it and everything, but they still couldn't figure out all the pieces. After finding our answer, we went back to the captain's office and presented him with everything that we had. And I tell you, you should have been there, because you should have seen the look on his face. When we showed him that we solved the case, boy, was he ecstatic.